Hello, everybody. My name is. Wait, wait, don't care what my name is. So I just finished watching the last Fast and Furious movie, and I have to say it's one of my favorites. The first one that came out, I didn't think much of it because I was young and I wasn't into those kind of movies. But years later, I changed my mind and I realized how good this movie was. The sequels, the first two sequels they did were not bad, but I still didn't like them. But then we got the fourth one, which was pretty good. The fifth and sixth are my favorites, and now the seventh is one of my favorites as well. So I could tell you what happened in this movie, but I don't want to spoil it for you guys. I want you guys to check it out yourselves. And I'm glad I was able to go see it, because when I got to the movie theaters, there was a huge line from the door all the way to the parking lot. So a lot of people really wanted to see this movie. And when I went back, when I got out of the movie to go see how it was in lobby, holy shit, there were still more people. It was filling up. They all wanted to see this movie, and I can't blame them. It was a good movie. So let's take a look at the characters. I love Vin Diesel and Paul Walker's characters. I mean, the interaction between these two, the chemistry that they have as a duo, as friends, as brothers. It's it's always fun to see that with two characters that a lot of people love. And yes, I know Paul Walker died. He passed away during productions. And when you go into this movie, you know that he passed away. But when you watch this movie, you watch the this character in the movie, you forget about that. You forget about all that he passed away until the end when you realize, wow, I can't believe they still were able to finish this without him. But I was very happy that they did, and I'm glad that his two brothers got involved because I'm sure they would have wanted their brother's work to finish. I liked also the other supporting characters as well, especially hold on, sorry, uh, not very. I can't remember all their names. I like Tyrese Gibson, his character, and I think he was the funniest in the movie. He was. They kind of used him for the comedy relief, and I get that, but I still liked him, and I'm glad he was in the movie as well. Especially the main villain, played by Jason Statham. I probably said his name wrong, but he's the big brother of Owen Shaw from the last movie, and man, he's a pretty good villain for the first part of the movie, but then afterwards he kind of loses himself in the story. So that's actually one of the problems I had with this movie was the story. I mean, I thought it was going to be mainly focused on Shaw, on the brother, seeking revenge. And that story is still in there, but then after they're trying to look for him, after they're trying to find this guy to make him pay for what he did to their friend, it they kind of throw in another story where they have to get this item called the God's Eye. I think that's what it's called, the God's Eye. Yeah, God's Eye, which will be able to let them hack into every kind of electronics so they can find this person. Because the brother, he's always disappearing. They can't find him until he finds them. So the crew decides to work with this government guy to find this item, and they have to go find the hacker that made it, and then they have to go get the item, and then they have to go get the brother, and then this other bad guy that the brother is working with, so that he can get that item, the God's Eye device, to sell it to the black market or do whatever the hell he wants. So the story, I don't know. I think they just threw that in to try to make this movie longer, but you really don't care much about that, and you just want to focus more on the brother. So the brother doesn't get much attention in this movie as I thought he was gonna get, but it's still not a bad story, especially how it all ends for them. We also have a lot of special effects. Now, I didn't mind the special effects. I think they were all pretty good. My concern though, my problem with it was around the fourth movie. I think it was around the fourth Fast and Furious movie is when things started to get a little ridiculous. I mean, the first one, there's no question that they did try to keep things to look realistic. Like, oh, I can see that happening, and that looks possible that they can do that and get away with it. But then we had the sequel, and the third, which kind of pushed that boundary a little bit. And then the fourth and fifth and sixth movies came out, and you realize, no, there's no way that guy should be dead. And in this movie, we see a lot of that. We see scenes where, no, that guy should be dead. Nope, there's no way they could pull that off. It's all over the place, but it's not bad. It's not something you can just complain about. There's no way they can do that. It wasn't like that. It was like that shouldn't have happened, but I still liked it. So it was like that. So the special effects were ridiculous, but it was still not bad, especially the action. We got to see Michelle Rodriguez kick some ass. We got to see The Rock kick some ass. We got to see Vin Diesel go up against the brother, and that was pretty good. So I like how well those fights went, especially Paul Walker's character going up against this other guy, the henchman for the other villain, and it was not bad too either. It was like him going up against that woman from the last movie who wrecked his vehicle. So I like that, and I like the other fights as well. So was there anything else about this movie that did have problems that I think a lot of people could complain about? To me, not much. Just what I mentioned. Just the story felt a little out there. We also had these special effects where we're like, no, there's no way they should have. Especially the scene where they're driving. I think you've seen this all in the trailer, where they're all driving out of a plane and the parachute's supposed to support them. I doubt that. The same thing with them driving a car right through one building that's way up high into another. I don't know how that's even possible. Even the audience where I was sitting with, they were like we all thought the same thing. There was no way that was gonna happen. But other than that, this was a good movie. I know a lot of people enjoyed it. We all enjoyed it. We all applaud how well it went, especially the ending. The ending, I loved it. It was sad. It was. You gotta check it out if you want to know how the ending was. For me, it was a good ending. I'm glad it went well, and it's a shame that this was Paul Walker's last movie, but I'm glad it went well, and hopefully he enjoyed it as well where he is now. So that's it, guys. If you have a different opinion about this Fast and Furious movie or any of the past Fast and Furious movies, leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. And I'll be here next time to give you more love and more entertainment. So take care. See you next time. I hope to get that movie soon.